Hi everyone, thanks so much for joining today's virtual college fair. We're so excited to have you all here. So we have 5 wonderful institutions who are here to talk to you for about 6 minutes each and tell you a little bit more about their school. And so we will have each college kind of give a little bit of a debrief, but I know that your question might be, how do you ask them questions? Which is a very good one. And so at the bottom of your screen, you'll see this Q&A symbol. You'll want to go ahead and click that and send any of your questions throughout the session through that Q&A. Feel free to do it while folks are presenting. The other institutions will be behind the scenes typing answers to questions during presentations. So send those questions at any point. We definitely want to see them. Know that your camera and your microphone are both off, and they will be off for the entire session. And so the main way to interact is through that Q&A. We do have lots of other sessions that you can sign up for at www.strivescan.com/Virginia. So feel free to sign up for other sessions if you enjoyed this one. And know that this session is being recorded and that a recording will be available in about 7 days or so. And so you'll be able to access that at that same link. But with that, we'll go ahead and kick things off and we'll start with Rider University.
Hi, and thank you so much for starting the session off and having all of the students that are here. I'm going to give you a brief overview of Rider University so you have some idea who we are. We're located in New Jersey, about 45 minutes from Philadelphia, and about an hour from New York City. So our location puts us near 2 major cities while putting us also in the suburbs, so that Rider itself has a really nice suburban campus, 10 miles south of Princeton and a couple of miles from Route 1, which is the main corridor in that part of New Jersey. Beautiful country in that area. We started out as a business school back in 1865, expanded to a college, and eventually became a university. So obviously business is still one of our strong majors. We have been recognized by the accountancy associations for our accountancy program, as well as entrepreneurship and other business administration programs. People ask, what are the other majors that I would consider coming to Rider? Once you get through all of the business possibilities, when you're looking at the general liberal arts, communications is very strong with us. With our location, our kids are able to do co-ops and internships in the New York and Philadelphia area, both TV, radio, and film. We actually have a semester in LA where our kids are able to spend time on the lots of movie as well as television theaters. The other thing is our sciences. We're located near 2 large health campuses, as well as being in what I like to call the pharmaceutical capital of New Jersey, which is having Bristol Myers Squibb up the road, as well as Janssen Pharmaceutical. So our business majors and our science majors get to have a whole lot of opportunity hands-on. The last big thing that tends to bring people from outside of the tri-state area to New Jersey is our musical theater and musical programs. With our location, obviously our kids get a lot of opportunities, and the professors that all teach those programs have had experience and still do in the major theaters. Westminster Choir College, which is well known as a choir college for sacred music and music education, is also part of Rider and on our main campus. So the arts are thriving with us. We are a school of 3,600 students. The majority of our kids, about 85%, live on campus, and the ones that commute are from the immediate surrounding area. Rider is in the middle of doing a repricing, and it's called Lifting the Barriers, and the whole thing was to help families look at the future and the pricing of schools. So tuition, room, and board next year is around $51,000. The highest merit scholarship is $20,000, and that's before you would get any financial aid. Scholarships are based on your academic record. You don't have to do anything special. Rider is SAT optional, and we have been for the last 4 or 5 years. So in this pandemic world we're living in, SAT optional is nothing new with us. We have rolling admissions, which means that when you apply to us, within 6 weeks, you would have a decision, and then you would have time to figure out if that's what you wanted. We do have early action, which is November 15th, and you would know before Christmas time. The only school that is not under rolling admissions has to do with theater arts and performing arts. Anything that calls for an audition, you need to apply by November 15th so that we can have your audition tape and then get you signed up for an audition. Once you have applied, aside from reading your application, then it would be considered for scholarships automatically. You would file for financial aid, and then you would get your entire package. I'm the regional recruiter for Virginia, Maryland, and North Carolina, and I would be the one that would be reading your application. So you would always be able to get in touch with me through Ryder's website. At the present time, we're just getting ready to start some tours, but we have virtual tours online, as well as a ton of different virtual sessions by majors, so that all of you would have an opportunity to try to access that, as well as professors and getting further information. Our tour guides have worked really hard to try to answer questions for incoming students to help them navigate everything. We're a Division I school. I tell everybody the only thing we're missing is football. We're not a football school. We are a very large basketball school. That's really what gets everybody excited. In the fall, we have our soccer teams are really good, as well as cross country. In the spring, baseball has been a very strong sport for us, along with in the winter, swimming and wrestling. So you can always go on the website and check out those things. We also have over 100 club sports, as well as clubs for students to join. And we certainly hope that everyone will become active on campus. It thrives with all of you that participate in what we have to offer. And so once you decide if you're going to apply, think about what things you might want to get involved in. If we don't have something that you're interested in, all you have to do is meet with the student government, and we will think about starting the new club. We've also started something brand new with this year's freshman class, which is the Student Navigation Office. And their job is strictly to help with you to transition from high school to college. So I think my time might be up, and I will turn it back over to Isabel. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Ryder. From here, we'll go ahead and move on to University of South Carolina.
All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for taking some time to join us today. I'm going to try to pull up some slides here to hopefully make this a little bit more interesting. I'm going to go through these quickly, of course, to be respectful of the time that we have. But anyway, thank you for joining us again, and welcome from the University of South Carolina. Virginia is one of our top out-of-state states. I am one of 2 regional reps based in Virginia, and that is just because of the tradition of students from Virginia coming to South Carolina. So a few quick facts and stats about us. We have about 35,000 students total, about 26,000 undergrad students, but we have a 17-to-1 student to faculty ratio. We're about 50% in-state, about 50% out-of-state, and we're about 50% male and 50% female. We are located right in the capital city of Columbia, so we have a beautiful campus right in the heart of the city, and there's a lot of really great things to do inside and outside the classroom. And I like to talk about our location because there's a lot of fun things to do, but when we start talking about internships and jobs, there are a lot of opportunities in that regard as well. But of course, at the end of the day, this is about academics. So we are a Tier 1 research institution, which means that it's really just a robust academic community for you to be a part of. We have over 50 nationally ranked programs, which is more than every other college or university in South Carolina combined. But again, I like to stress that 17-to-1 student faculty ratio. So yes, it's a big institution. Yes, there's a lot of opportunities, but we still want you to come out and carve that unique path within the university. Here's an overview of all the different colleges and schools that we have. We have over 300 different combinations of majors, minors, and pre-professional programs. If you want to have the complete listing, you can find that on the website. The business programs are always really strong. International business has been #1 in the country for over 20 years. All the STEM programs are always really popular as well. But again, if you want to speak individually about a major, I'm happy to do that at another time. And again, you can find that complete listing on the website. But again, we want you to have that hands-on experience. So whether that's internships, study abroad, collaborating with research, it's just important for students to know that, again, yes, it's a big institution, but we care about you, the individual student. You are a person, not a number when you come to South Carolina. And the reason we're really big on those experiential learning opportunities is because that is what it takes to get a job. And the good news is we've had a tremendous amount of success placing students where they want to be all over the place. We've had a lot of success with sending our students to top graduate schools as well. Our faculty are leaders in their fields. They have tremendous networks, and we can really help get you where you want to go. I want to quickly mention the Carolina Elite programs. We do have the #1 ranked public honors college in the country. Put simply, at South Carolina, honors is a really big deal. Again, I'd be happy to speak with you individually about this at another point in time. But that's a little bit about what it's like inside the classroom. Outside the classroom, we have hundreds of clubs and organizations, thousands of events throughout the school year. We like to say that involvement is an expectation, not an option. So no matter what you do, we want you to come and do it when you come to South Carolina. Housing is required and guaranteed your first year. After that, most students do move off campus. We have all kinds of different residential opportunities for you in terms of the different styles of the buildings, and then a lot of living and learning communities as well. Many different dining options on campus. We want you to be happy, healthy, well-rounded students, and that has a lot to do with our health center as well. Even before the pandemic, we have a brand new health center. So if you need to see a doctor, have some counseling, wellness programming, have a prescription filled, whatever is going on, we have you covered in that regard. And then last but not least, we're all about spirits. So students want to be at South Carolina. It's a first choice institution. You will not see people wearing hats or shirts from other schools on our campus. Our students really just could not imagine being anywhere else. And there's just a lot of energy, excitement, and positivity on campus. So really quickly, a little bit about the application. We need the application itself, the full essay, application fee. We do need the school report form. You can put your unofficial high school transcript right into the application. And this year we are test optional. So if you have the SAT or the ACT, you are welcome to submit that. If you do not have a test score, you can submit 3 AP, IB, Cambridge level exams or a graded essay as well. The essay would need to be from a core subject area and something that you actually did turn in for class. So we'll want to see your name, the date the paper was submitted, and the grade and teacher comments. The deadline is October 15th is early action, so that's quickly approaching. Regular decision is December 1st. It really does not make a difference to us when you apply. You have the same chance of being admitted regardless of when you apply. An admissible student is absolutely going to have a fair shot for December 1st. So if you're not quite there yet, that's absolutely okay. Take your time and apply when you feel the most confident in your application. Honors does have a November 15th deadline, so the only time that it's going to be really important to apply early action is if you're considering honors. And then, of course, early action is going to get you your decision a little bit sooner. Our goal is to have early action decisions out in December, but we're just going to have to wait and see how this all goes. Here's the required coursework, pretty straightforward stuff. Math, we just need you to exceed Algebra 2, one course beyond Algebra 2. Lab sciences, we need anything from biology, chemistry, earth science, or physics, and then one course in which one of those 4 areas was a prereq. Here's the average freshman profile. Again, this is back when SAT and ACT was not optional, so we're not totally sure how this is going to look this year, but the average GPA is somewhere between a 3.8 and a 4.6. And then really quickly, a little bit about scholarships. You can still receive a merit-based award even though we're test optional this year. So you can apply to the university test optional, you can apply to honors test optional, and you're going to be eligible for scholarships test optional as well. About a third of our students will receive a merit-based award. And that is that. So here's my contact information. If you do have questions, definitely reach out and let me know. You can call, text, email, and then here's our general office contact info as well. So thank you again for joining us today.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, University of South Carolina. Before we head on over to our next institution, I did want to remind everyone about that Q&A feature. And so, like I already mentioned, if you have questions, feel free to send those even while folks are talking. Everyone is super excited to answer your questions, so don't forget to send them in. So with that, we'll head on over to Agnes Scott.
Perfect. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Alexis Greene, and I am an Assistant Director of Admission at Agnes Scott College. I am your go-to admission counselor in this process. I work with students from DC, Maryland, and Virginia. My pronouns are she, her, and I also have a current Scotty with me as well.
Hi everyone, my name is Taliesin and I am currently a junior at Agnes Scott. I am studying psychology with a minor in women's gender and sexuality studies, and I use she, her pronouns.
Perfect. Thank you, Taliesin. So a little bit about Agnes Scott. We really like to start with this picture to give you a sense of who our Scotties are and who our students are. We are proudly a women's college. We're an inclusive women's college, which we'll talk more about in a moment. But these are some real life pictures of our current Agnes Scott students. As you can see just at first glance, we are a very diverse campus. We do pride ourselves on that. So a little over 60% of our students are identifying as students of color. About a third of our students are first in their family to go to college. So we're a very inclusive environment. We meet students where they're at. We also have a great amount of geographic diversity. So we do have about half of our students coming from the state of Georgia, but we also have about half of our students coming from outside. We almost have students from all 50 states. We're at about 42 states represented right now in 17 countries. Overall on our campus, we have a little over 1,000 students. So what that boils down to is about a 16-person class size on average. And then we also like to share our mission statement here at Agnes Scott. That's kind of an integral part of who we are. So here at Agnes Scott, we encourage women to think deeply, live honorably, and engage the intellectual and social challenges of our times. What does that mean, Alexis? That means that our Scotties are very passionate. They won't take no for an answer. Our students are very curious, right? They want to know why the world is the way it is and how they can be a positive change agent, whether that's through influencing social justice or policy reform, or maybe that's just producing beautiful art to share with the community. Whatever they're interested in, our students kind of find a home and a place through this mission statement. All right, a little bit about our campus community. Turn it over to Taliesin.
Yeah, so we are a 100-acre campus. We're located in Decatur, Georgia, and our physical campus takes up about one city block. So it takes about 10 minutes to walk from one side of campus to the other. And we like to say that Decatur is the best of both worlds because we're located about 5 miles east of downtown Atlanta, but we also have our own little downtown space called Decatur Square. And we are an inclusive women's college, which is really important to our campus because at Agnes Scott, women are really encouraged to speak up and share their opinions and really take charge of their education. We are also a liberal arts college, which means that our classes are very inclusive and interdisciplinary. We are also a D3 school and we have 6 varsity sports.
Perfect. So we know that you all are hearing from a lot of colleges, and what I hope that you take with you and what is different about Agnes Scott is something called our Summit curriculum. This is a set of core experiences all of our students receive. Some of these experiences are similar to what you might find at an honors college at a larger institution, but 100% of our students are actually experiencing these things together, regardless of their major. So all of our students take global learning coursework. What that looks like historically at Agnes Scott is that all of our first year students actually went on a 7 to 10 day mini kind of travel study abroad trip. Obviously it is not safe to do so right now, so we have pivoted and offered students domestic locations that they hope and plan to travel to later in the spring if it's safe. But we are deeply committed to study abroad and global learning. The second unique opportunity is leadership development. At Agnes Scott, we believe that everyone's a leader, so our students all take leadership coursework and participate in self-exploration through team building activities, through creating their resume their first year, and also taking personality surveys. And lastly, all of our students receive professional success opportunities. All of our sophomores participate in a program called Scale, where they are matched or paired with an Atlanta company or organization and do kind of a week-long mini internship with them. And Taliesin has actually participated in Scale.
Yeah, so through Skell, I was placed at the Atlanta Birth Center, which was a really transformative experience, professionally speaking, because I was able to interview a perinatal therapist, which helped me solidify my career goals.
Perfect. We mentioned that we're a liberal arts college. We do offer a wide variety of majors. Some of our top majors include things like neuroscience, business management, history, psychology. We also do have some 4+1 master's programs and pathways. So if you're interested in nursing or education, you can do that. I also want to highlight our 3 dual degree programs. If you're interested in engineering, computer science, or nursing, we have partnerships with other Atlanta institutions where you can complete those degrees. So for example, nursing and computer science are with Emory University, engineering is with Georgia Tech, and in general, many of our students also hang out with students from other Atlanta campuses on the weekends. Here are some kind of fast facts about admission and financial aid. Actually, before we move on to admission and financial aid, Taliesin, can you talk a little bit about your faculty advisor and kind of your major experience?
So we at Agnes Scott get a faculty advisor through our summit program. And the really cool thing about our faculty advisor is you're able to choose them. And I chose mine because we both are interested in maternal and family mental health.
Perfect. Thank you for highlighting that support. That's important. So here are some admission and financial aid fast facts. We exclusively use the Common App. We do use holistic review. So what that means is we do not have minimum GPA or test score requirements. We are looking at students as a whole and taking all parts of the application into consideration. I do a test. I read every single letter of recommendation that gets sent in. We are test optional and have been test optional now for several years. So you're welcome to submit test scores, complete an interview, or submit a writing sample. And I just want to make it clear, you do not need test scores for admission or to be considered for merit scholarships. On average, our merit scholarships range between about $18,000 up to $25,000 per year. We do also use the FAFSA. On average, Agnes Scott is able to meet about 85% of financial need. So we do meet students where they're at there. We know that this was a whirlwind of a presentation, so my hope is that you all kind of stay connected with us. We are only offering virtual visits right now, but you can kind of check out our contact info or explore a virtual tour. I believe we're up, so I'm going to turn it over to Isabella.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Agnes Scott. So next we have Germanna Community College.
Awesome, thank you. And let me get my presentation started. So my name is Carly Pappas. I am one of the college recruiters at Germanna Community College. We are located in Fredericksburg, Virginia. We do have about 5 campuses and centers throughout our localities, but we are also online, so you could be taking classes with us virtually anywhere in the world, especially right now. Right now, it's really important to think about cost when you do go to college. We have about 45 different transfer partners here in the Commonwealth of Virginia, and we have this great thing called the Guaranteed Admissions Agreements. So basically, as long as you meet that school's criteria, their deadlines, and you graduate with your associate's degree from us, you have a guaranteed yes to move over to that 4-year and to complete your bachelor's degree with them. So this saves you a lot of time and money in the long run. We're also #1 in University of Mary Washington transfers. They're right down the road from us. We send tons and tons of students to them every single semester. And we do have a few opportunities for you to take classes with both us and Mary Washington at the same time. So if you know Mary Washington is where you want to go, it's a great idea to start with Germanna, get those general education classes out of the way, take some classes with Mary Washington at our price, and then transfer over to them to finish up your bachelor's degree. And I also like to say we're about 1/3 of the cost of most Virginia 4-year public schools, which in this time, it's a really good idea to save every penny that you can. It's a great option to save yourself some money so you can save it up. So when you do finish up your bachelor's degree, you have some money left over. And we also have a brand new program called College Everywhere. So you can take this program anywhere in the world virtually. It's 100% online and it's an accelerated degree option. Typically, an associate's degree takes about 2 years to complete. With this program, you're doing it in 1 full year. So when you think about it, you can take this program, get your associates in 1 year, transfer to a 4-year institution, and only have about 2 years left to complete your bachelor's degree. So you could have your bachelor's within 3 years instead of the typical, 4 to 4.5. And this is really for any kind of student. If you are a working adult, active duty, or if you're a recent high school graduate. So we're offering this in 4 different programs. We have our business administration, which you could use to walk into an entry-level position right away or transfer it to a 4-year of your choice. College transfer, again, in that name, it's meant to transfer to an institution of your choice. It's hitting all your general education classes out of the way. And then we build about 15 credit hours in there of transfer elective work for you to do. So if you're still not sure exactly what you want to major in yet, this is a good opportunity to do that career exploration, figure out what am I good at, what am I not. So this one is meant to transfer to a 4-year. Then we have cybersecurity and IT. And this one, again, like our business, you could use to walk into an entry-level position right away or transfer it to an institution of your choice. And then healthcare is our pre-BSN specialization. So if you know you want to become a nurse, you want to pursue your BSN, this gives you the prerequisites to apply to a 4 years BSN program. I also like to note we have our own RN program. So it's an Associates of Applied Science. Upon completion of that program, you do take the NCLEX. If you pass successfully, you would become a registered nurse in the Commonwealth of Virginia. At that time, you could go right into work right away, or you could transfer it to a 4-year of your choice to receive your BSN. So it's a good stepping stone for students, especially if you don't know exactly what you want to do right now, or if money is a big factor. Now with College Everywhere, it is pretty fast paced. We're cramming 2 years of work into 1 full year. So let's say you would start in the fall. Typically you would take about 7 to 8 classes in the fall, spring, summer, you graduate, yay. And then you can transfer to an institution of your choice. Now, how to get started at Germanna? You do our online application. We're rolling admissions, so if you decide today, hey, I want to start at Germanna, we do have an upcoming session starting October 20th, or if you're not ready just yet, we have multiple dates starting in the spring semester, summer, fall. It is a free application. It should only take you about 15 to 20 minutes. We're just asking for personal information, highest level of education you've completed so far, and then the program you're interested in. And if you have no idea, just choose one and we can always change it in the long run. You're not stuck with this program. So again, there's no requirements. The only requirements would be for our selective admissions program, which is that nursing program I spoke about. We do have a physical therapist assistant program and a dental assisting program. Everything else that we offer though is up for grabs. You complete your application and you can enroll right for that next semester. But again, thank you for joining us this morning. Feel free to connect with us at germanna.edu and we can have a one-on-one session to talk a little bit more in depth.
Thank you so much, Germanna, and we will head on over to our final institution of the session, University of Lynchburg.
All right, thank you. All right, everyone. My name is Jennifer Light. I am one of the assistant directors at University of Lynchburg. Working with this. Okay. And we are located in the Blue Ridge Mountains in Central Virginia. So I'm going to get started. And if y'all have any questions about anything, we do have another admissions counselor in the chat box. So please don't hesitate to ask questions. All right. Can you all see the picture? I want to make sure.
Yes, it looks good.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right. So we're known as one of the colleges that change lives. Changing lives is what we do best. We're ranked among the region's best colleges and universities and best values around. Lynchburg instantly feels like home and becomes your second family forever. We have about 2,000 undergraduate students as well as 1,000 graduate students. Your average class size will be around 16, no more than 30, and the student to faculty ratio is 11:1. And some of our academic programs include nursing, communication, sustainability, and education. So with that, we offer more than 100 majors, minors, and pre-professional programs, and 91% of our students are saying that they are satisfied with their overall academic experience. If you already know what you want to do, we do have direct admit pathway programs for some of our graduate program levels, and that includes PA medicine, physical therapy, and athletic training. And if you would like some more information, you can check out our website. Another program we offer is criminology, and our criminology majors learn fingerprinting practice, surveillance tactics, and turn campus into a mock crime scene. Our health science majors have the opportunity to go into internships and have clinicals as well, and they will work with our cadaver lab and our animage table. Our business students use our real University of Lynchburg endowment funds and buy and sell on real financial markets. Another core principle is high impact learning. It helps you take your education to the next level. So what does that mean? It means internships. Nick built telescope parts from a 3D printer for our Belk Observatory, sorry y'all, and was able to receive an internship with the Department of Energy. Also, study abroad. About 1/3 of our students are studying abroad, whether that is Vietnam, Iceland, India, Italy, and much more. Our students are also conducting research. More than half of them are with our faculty and staff on campus. And in the lab or out, your faculty will know who you are, and their main goal is to support you and help you succeed. We're invested in your future and ready to help you find and reach your goals. Here what a few of our graduates are doing now. Landon is a professional gamer, and his Call of Duty team has over 800,000 subscribers on YouTube. Nat was getting paying gigs for nationally recognized athletic teams and now is working for Duke Athletics. Jamar is a senior policy coordinator with the Department of Health and Human Services and also serves as our alumni board chair. Emily has mentored several of our communication students and is senior manager of audience at USA Today. Fran is head of America's Solution Architecture and Customer Success for Amazon. Twice a year, our alumni come home where they meet, network, and advise our current students. Our students are always, besides studying, our students are having fun. We have fraternity and sorority life available, as well as 70 clubs and organizations, and over 2,000 activities going on throughout the academic year. We're pretty serious about sports also. We're on the Division III level, and we do offer club and intramural sports as well. College should be an adventure, so we have our outdoor leadership program, and that can be kayaking, canoeing, caving, hiking, and much more at a very affordable cost. So what next is come see us. We are taking in-person visits, and you can check that out on our website to see when you can schedule it. We also have our virtual tour available, and for our seniors, now is the time to apply. We are rolling admissions, which means you can apply now, today, tomorrow, next week, next month, whenever you're ready. All we require is an application and transcript. We are on the Coalition app, we are on Common Application, and also have an online application. Your transcript can be unofficial or official. We did go test optional this year. Letters of recommendation and essay are optional, but always encouraged. So once we have all your materials, you will hear back of an admissions decision within 2 to 3 weeks. The next thing is you'd be invited to our scholarship days, which is a guaranteed scholarship for all admitted students, and that can range up to $5 grand. And we also have our visual and performing arts scholarship, and that is for all 4 years as well, and that can go up to $3 grand. The FAFSA is opening, so we always encourage students to get it done sooner rather than later. So once we have all of that, you'll hear of a financial aid award letter package by end of November, early December. And if you have any questions, here is our contact information about anything. And again, any questions you have now, please don't hesitate to ask them in the chat box.
Wonderful. Thank you all so much for sharing a little bit more about your institutions. I think before we wrap things up, a common question that we've been receiving, and I think something that's really in front of mind for a lot of students this year, is everyone's test optional policies. So I know some of you mentioned it, but would you all mind just kind of going down the line in the same order that you just presented and catching everyone up to speed with what your test optional policies currently are?
Rider University has been test optional for the 4 years, so there's no need to send us scores. If you have them and you want them to see them, us to see them, that's fine, but we work without them.
Yeah, so we are test optional this year, so you can be admitted to the institution, to honors, and be eligible for scholarships without test scores. If you do have an SAT or ACT score and you want to send it, that's fine. If you have multiple sets of scores, we will super score, but we are truly optional.
Agnes Scott is also test optional. We have been test optional for about 7 or 8 years now. Your 3 options are to submit SAT, ACT scores, complete an interview with myself, or to do a graded writing sample. If you do have test scores and are kind of falling between about 1100, 1300 SAT, 24 to 30 ACT, our recommendation is to go ahead and submit. And we do super score both the ACT and SAT if you have those scores and plan to submit.
Hi, so Germanna has always and will forever be test optional. If you do have SAT, ACT test scores, we highly suggest submitting them. It will be used to help place you accordingly into your math and English classes. Also, if you have AP, IB, CLEP tests, we will take those as well to hopefully get you out of those classes that you've already taken.
University of Lynchburg is test optional this academic year. If you are thinking of being considered for our Westover Honors College, we always encourage you to submit your test scores.
Wonderful, thank you all so much. So I think with that, we'll go ahead and wrap things up. So thank you all so much for joining our virtual college exploration. Big thank you to our audience, but also to our wonderful college representatives for joining us this morning. And so whenever your window will close, you will see a quick 4-question survey. If you don't mind filling that out, it's always really great for us to get a little bit of feedback on a session. We're always looking for room to improve. Know that you can sign up for more sessions at www.strivescan.com/Virginia. So feel free to check that out. And a reminder that this session was recorded and that you'll see the recording online at that same link within the next 7 days or so. So a big thank you to everyone once again. We hope that you found the information helpful, and I hope that all of you have a wonderful day. So long.